It's actually the paradise for migratory birds, and we welcome a large group of migrant birds here, and they habitat here, and they have different ways to enjoy their days here to celebrate the new year as well. And also behind me, this is the exhibition hall to educate the public, to bring more the knowledge of birds to the public. So let's first learn some knowledge about wetland, about birds, and then we could bring all these knowledge and hope that we can translate the knowledge into the actual practice. So let's see that how many birds we can identify, and also to learn more about all these birds' day-to-day life here in the wetland. And with me, we have a special guest. Madam Duan. Hello to all. Welcome to Baoshan Qinghuahai National Wetland Park. So, with the host, we'll show you around. So let's first check it out. Why the wetland is so important. So we're looking at this hall, this exhibition hall, just opened to the public by the end of last year. So get our temperature measured and show our health code. And then we enter to this exhibition hall. So talk about this, the wetland park. So this is the Yunnan Qinghuahai National Wetland Park, and located in the Baoshan City, southwest China's Yunnan province. And the whole National Wetland Park covers an area of 1,359 hectares, including 661 hectares of wetland, accounting for 48.63%. That's the wetland rate. So looking at the color blue, that's the protected area, and we have many different kinds of terrain, including lakes, rivers, reservoirs. So this is provide a perfect paradise for migratory birds to stay over. We always talk about this is a heaven for birds, actually not only for the migratory birds, but actually here we also can see a whole bunch of various plants and animals. So when it comes to wetland, we maybe think of only one type of form of the land. So we talk about maybe only the marsh. Actually think about lakes, rivers, marsh, all actually part of the wetland. And also our reservoirs, our farming land, and also the fishing pond. That's also part of the wetland, but that's considered as the artificial wetland. So here we have a listed different kinds of different types of a wetland. So you could see the river, lakes, marsh, reservoir. That's all the wetland. So you could see that actually this includes quite a variety of types of the formation or terrain. So here first we identified, or we once again clarified the definition of wetland. And we talk about the functions of wetland. Think about that's the way to purify the quality of water. We talk about wetland plants. Actually, they are the one to clean the water. So for basically going through that detox process, all these wetland plants help to dissolve the toxic particles. So you're looking at all these wetland plants. Here give you three types of plants. That's the wetland plants. They are the ones to clean water. So you could see that they have some plants that floating at the surface of the water, and some plants, a whole plants actually inside of the water. So that shows you that at a different level of the water, there are different types of plants. So you could see that actually based on the different depths, they have different kinds of the wetland plants. So here we show you three types of wetland plant. So they work together to absorb and dissolve the toxic elements inside waters. So we have based on the size of the display, we only show that a part of the plants, and we also have like a lotus. So that's a quite large size of the plants that can consider as the emergent aquatic plant. So their size is quite large. So we could not really display the whole size of that emergent aquatic plant here. When it comes to biodiversity, globally speaking, actually the wetland ratio worldwide just 6%, but actually just that 6% provide 20% habitat for wild animals. So here at this exhibition hall, because it's a way to educate the public about more knowledge, so here we first show you the definition of wetland and also show you that some kinds of the wetland plants, and we talk about biodiversity, and wetland actually is a very important source for migratory and also actually the wild animals. And we're looking at really based along through the history. We're looking at how the area of wetlands developed, especially here at Yunnan and the Baoshan City. And the original size of the wetland here was even larger. And because of farming, you could see the area of wetland actually shrank. So looking at this map, this is the whole Baoshan City and the area that's around the original size, but to the mean to the time of the republic. So that's the size is much smaller, and also back then there are a lot of the risky flooding. So you could see that at the time, the Republic of China, the whole size of the National Wetland Park, actually the places we are standing at, this whole place actually is much narrowed. And for the country right now, we also have strengthened a lot on protecting the eco environment and the environmental conservation. So we also redoubled our efforts to restore the wetlands. And looking at this is the before after. So on the left hand side, that's before, that's under construction, under restoration. On the right hand side, you could see that a blue sky, lucid water. And also today we could see we have many kids here. And that's also a very meaningful way to celebrate New Year. So looking at this is right now, with 5 years of hard work, the whole place right now become the national wetland park. And we not only make this a perfect paradise for migratory birds, and also we make this place as an education base. So for the younger generation, they can from a very early age, they know more knowledge and they exactly know what kind of place they are living. And then right now we're coming to the migrant birds. We talk about why this place called paradise. So there are so many different kinds of birds here. Actually, in the past 5 years, with our work on observing and recording the migratory birds, so far we have found 316 categories of birds. So at the very beginning, the number of bird species in Qinghuahai just 170, and right now this number increased to 316. Then we see why that so many birds like to choose this place as their stopover. So many people ask questions that 5 years ago, just 170 species of migratory birds, but right now you could see that number more than doubled. So looking at actually, we are at the A intersection or the A overlapped place of the A2 international migratory bird routes. So 5 years ago, because this national wetland park not existed yet, so for DA migratory birds, they've continued flying to the southern part to choose a best place to overwinter. And with our efforts, right now we have built these wetland places vast enough, big enough, good enough for these migratory birds. And so one day the migratory bird found this perfect place, so they choose this place, and they love this place, and finally you could see that number of migratory birds overwintering here actually is increasing. Because of this perfect location and because of the improvement of wetlands, we have witnessed an increasing number of migratory birds overwinter here. And also you could see we have many samples, or we could see that these kind of birds we have found before here in this place. The specimen So the specimen, and we could see a majority of them are waterfalls. And you could see we found many the migratory birds. We should give the credit to our hard work staff, and also that a photographer or a bird watching people. They really like to take photos, so that they also help us to collect many records. So looking at this one, actually they liked to fly in a large group, and this great crane and more than hundreds of great cranes are actually flying over the whole place. A lot of people actually took out their phones and took pictures. So that's quite a magnificent scene. And for this place, more that an interaction part. So we not only let one man talk. So for the visitors, they're looking at the specimen, and also they're looking at all these pictures, photos. So basically, you hear the sound and you tell what kind of bird it is. So looking at this bird, the color is very beautiful. And the tweet actually sound. It calls that the water woodpecker. So this is a moorhen. And looking at all these photos, all these birds, actually that's all you can find here in this national wetland. So this is the ruddy duck. So we talk about this is duck, right? For an outsider, we just can tell that it's just a duck. But we talk about you looking at this. This one actually with very beautiful colors, beautiful fur. So we will see this one as well. So for the recent days, because the migratory birds overwinter here, so that also gathered many bird watching amateurs here. So we talk about if we want to be a entry-level bird watcher, what we can do. So maybe you can start it from a very easy identified bird. So you're looking. So here basically, you look at the bird picture first. You look at the picture first, and then through your cameras, and you hope you can find some birds that you have already seen in photos. So and also you can start with the birds that quite frequently be seen here. And also you can talk to the other amateurs. And also you can use the telescope to help you. All right, maybe let's join the other amateurs and to see how many birds we can see. So you can tell that the weather here, although it's winter, yes, winter, but here in Yunnan, it's a very sunny day and very warm. It's above 20 degrees Celsius. So we talk about the southern part of China, and even in winter, the average temperature is about 10 degrees Celsius. So that's birds have a sufficient water resources and have sufficient food. And the whole environment is very tranquil, so make them feel they are safe. So that is why finally they choose this place as their perfect stopover for winter. So we not only talk about is the nice temperature, so they like to stay in some places warm. So we talk about warmth, yes, that's one factor, but we talk about the multiple factors should considered at the same time. So they're looking at the food for sure, they have enough food to eat or not, and also they're looking at the whole places, whether they have the place is big enough so they can stay close with their families, with their groups, but also keep a certain different distance away from others, and also to see whether the place is big enough, the food is good enough, sufficient enough, and also the whole environment is clean enough, and also they're looking at the whole place is quiet or not. So there's so different factors add together. So we talk about if that for one place you found so many the waterfalls, especially the migratory birds, as you can tell that the environmental conservation level is really quite high. So that's approved by the migratory bird because they are very picky ones to tell the environment is good or not. And we talk about the places here. It's not only famous for the wetland park, also quite famous for high quality jade. So we are already inside a national park, and the whole park is open to the public. So for the staff working inside the park, our key focus is biodiversity protection, and also we need to monitor the migratory birds and also the other animals and the plants. And also one of our key work is to educate the public, to bring the knowledge to the public. And we talk about this national wetland park is not located in some remote places. Actually, this is really near the city center. So we hope to build the National Wetland Park as the lecture hall to educate the public, especially students.
那您平时就是工作当中需要经常到林子里面去看看，去找鸟啊什么的？
对对，经常去。
啊，那您
自己到这个森林里面，因为我们
So for our work, we need to, of course, visit different places. So for we need to check the reservoirs, check the forests, and also check lakes.
那我们这边青蛙海片区呢，就是以这个青蛙海的这个湿地，以湿地鸟类为主，所以我们这个鸟类种数为什么那么丰富？其实也就跟这个不同的这个山景类型有关。
哎，咱们这个河道它是一个，
这个河就是青蛙海国家湿地公园的其中的一个片区，叫东河。整个东河流域呢。
And river here is the East River, as inside the National Wetland Park.
对对对，这2年呢，就是市委市政府对这个水源治理方面特别的到位，然后采取了各种措施，各种排污节流啊，然后各种这个。
And we have adopted so many different ways to improve water quality. So we can bring the elusive water in the Lush Mountain and also make our contribution to protecting the whole environment.
哎，老师，我就有一个关于那个候鸟迁徙的问题，就是这么多鸟儿，我看刚才咱们在那张图上啊，是有8条国际迁徙路线，是吧？那这些路线它是怎么定出来的？还是
So talking about the migratory bird routes, there are in total 8 routes. So that 8 international routes.
有的这个也有一些说法是有9条啊，那我们这边呢，我们是以8条为主。这8条国际候鸟迁徙路线呢，主要其实是通过鸟类科学家的一个长期的一个。
Based on the long-term research work made by our scientists. So they collected a whole bunch of data, and also in the recent years, with the help of advanced technology like a GPS, so we could know exactly the migrant birds, the routes to overwinter. So finally, we come up with these 8 major migratory bird routes. So we talk about that routes actually is really, really wide route. You can consider as a corridor. So we talk about the migratory birds need to fly at least more than thousands of miles or even 10,000 miles. So Baoshan Qinghuahai Wetland Park as the intersection of 2 international migratory bird routes, namely Central Asia, India, and East Asia, Australia, so which provides an excellent habitat for migratory birds, attracting more than 20,000 migratory birds. And every year, starting from September to next year, April, they stayed here to overwinter here.
也许有很多的数据觉得说，可能在北方啊，因为这个它要迁徙嘛，它条件的一个限制，它可能一个繁殖季它就只孵一窝的卵。但是在青海海，我们发现，哎，这个绿头鸭这一窝好像长大了没多久，它就又
So for mallard,
着出来了。
we found their breeding rate actually is quite high.
比较暖和嘛。
因为我们南方嘛，我们特别我们宝山。
So their reproductive rate is very high. So we talk about that because the temperature is very nice. So some of the migratory birds, sometimes they choose that when the time approached to April, a majority of the birds started to fly back to their original place, but some of the migratory birds choose to stay and for the reproduction purpose.
好有意思呀！咱们来采访一下他们吧。
And also here we could see that's the amateurs, the bird watching amateur. So you could see their equipment, very professional.
给我们讲讲吧。
我不会，我不认识鸟。
哦。
我是养的拍的话，退休的话没事儿，又拍鸟的话又。
So just see, for me, I retired. So for the birds, I cannot really tell you what kind of bird they are. I don't know exactly their names, but I really like taking photos. So I actually from another province. So for me, I have a plenty time. I like of taking photos, and also in Guangxi, Sichuan, and Yunnan. These are the three places. Actually, you can see a large number of birds. So for me, it's like I also take this as a tourism, and so I can enjoy taking photos while also enjoying my tourist time. But you can see actually they have different equipment. I say equipment, and they have a different a photo or lens. So these are all the amateurs. So for the amateur, if you've taken photo for quite a longer time, so sometimes we could actually tell the name of the frequently seen birds. And we also have a WeChat group, so we see if we found some new birds, we will also, or a large number of birds, we will also let the other amateurs know, so we can gather more people here, so we will take photos.
来加入着，来让我们段老师跟我们讲一讲这些都有什么鸟。我呢就没有什么特别专业的工具了，咱就是有一副眼镜，我就把眼镜来戴上，来让我来跟段老师一块儿来看看鸟啊。段老师，您来给我们讲讲这湖上飘的，我怎么看着大家都长得差不多呀？来跟我们讲一讲。
细细的看也差别挺大的。
但是我这眼镜可能不太好用。
也有好多种的。就是因为就是比较近嘛，所以有时候不用望远镜也可以看得出来。
So looking at actually the migratory birds stay quite close to us, but still for outsiders, for us we only can tell that they are birds, unfortunately. But for experts, they can identify the types of migratory birds by the color of fur, the color of their heads.
所以叫翅膀呀。
那他们是主要都吃点什么东西？
以吃就是里面的这个水草为主，然后也有些鱼虾水草的一些根茎。
So aquatic plants, fish, shrimp are their major food. And we talk about the majority of the birds we found here. That's the Tajorna duck.
的时候嘛，就是那些湿地的植物呢收割了以后呢，所以成了这样。到夏天的时候呢，那些像水竹啊、芦苇啊，它就全部长绿了，长出来了以后，因为特别到夏天的时候，黄鹂季嘛，那些很多这个水鸟也好，这个竹边生活的一些像郊。
So for the production season, it's the summertime. So for the birds, like to build their nests, their home, and in the reed, but that's more for the summertime. Right now, the reed not grow up yet, so they not really build a net. So we have the whole book I was looking at. That's maybe a same type of bird, but for the male and the female one, they have a different a color. And this one we talk about, that's the green-headed duck. And during the breeding season, that's the head maybe even greener to attract a mating partner. We talk about actually for the female birds, they not really with very shiny colors, because for the female ones, one of their key job actually to lay eggs and cultivate the younger generations. So for them, they need to hide themselves, so they cannot really with that quite eye-popping colors. So that's if they have that so eye-attracting color, sometimes that colors put them in danger. So we talk about for some kind of birds, the male and female one, no big difference. Then that also can tell us that for these kind of birds, that for cultivating they're the younger ones, the younger birds, actually the mom and dad basically share the responsibilities. So that is why they not really have a big difference in appearance. So looking at the aquatic plant floating at the surface, that's the water fringe. So that's kind of the aquatic plant. So that's in the summertime that will blossom yellow flowers. So in the summertime here it's highlighted by that really beautiful golden yellow color. So looking at this place, actually in the quite city center of the whole Baoshan City, but you don't need to worry too much because the migratory birds not really fly to the city places, because that they need to find food, right? So they need water So that is why they choose this place to stay. So they need
然后像
food, they rely on water.
深的水域里面去。像一般的这样的一些艳鸭这一类的野鸭，你看其实它水太深了，它是不会去的。只有可能那么2米、2、3米左右这样的湖泊，它才会来。
And also for the migratory birds, if they choose wetlands as the place as their habitat to overwinter, which means that they also not really like the deep water,
那他们来了之后，咱们这个公园
because
会对他们
if water is really deep, they cannot really find food. So they quite like the shallow places, so they can find the aquatic plant, small fishes
上的这样的一个管理，
to feed themselves.
对它的这个种类呀、数量呀，然后这个分布的一个区域，这样进行监测记录，看看它的一些数据的一个变化。
So we always keep recording the numbers, types of migratory birds.
鸟类，它除了它有什么特别的意义吗？除了能说明咱们的环境更加变好了，它对于科研方面，
So if we found a rare bird
除了这个
show up here,
湿地生境的一个恢复成效，
so that first can see as the improvement of wetland, improvement of environment.
然后突然间它就来了，那就至少对这个鸟的这个迁徙路线啊，它的一个迁徙活动这方面的一个数据收集，那对它
So for us, that will be a very interesting the point that we could tap in to find that their migratory routes, and also to figure out that whether they just happen to fly this place, or that we will start to see an increasing number of rare birds
然后呢就是它的数量、
flying to here.
它的行为、它的
So basically, we monitor the number of birds, type of birds, their way of life, and how they find food, and what kind of food they eat.
各种行为。
So basically, their day-to-day life all under our monitoring.
小的这样的一个小片区，收集这样的一些数据。
老师，我看咱们
And also the location, so where they like to put their habitat,
那为什么
at which place inside this a national wetland park.
小鸭子是不太一样的？
对，不太一样。它们虽然都是属于这个湿地鸟类，那其实，它们分为2种，一种是游禽，就是现在在水面上游着的这些各种野鸭，还有一种呢是涉禽，就像在科普馆里面看到的那个黑冠、灰鹤这样的腿长、脖子长、嘴长。
So for the gray crane,
它们呢是不会游泳的，不善于游泳啊，应该说不善于游泳。
we just saw in that exhibition hall, basically looking at the birds with long legs. They also the migratory birds, but actually they are not really good at swimming. So you could see that basically, if you look at here, it's very clear that all these migratory birds can divide into 2 groups. The one group you're looking at, they really like swimming in waters, and for another group of migratory birds, they just like to put their feet inside the water. That's enough.
所以这些地方是不是就给他们，就是给他们提供休息？
So you can basically put it very simple. One group likes swimming, and they know how to swim. Another group, they don't like swimming, and basically with long legs, but they not really swim.
那就是鸬鹚，普通鸬鹚，像普通鸬鹚呀、苍鹭啊，然后还有这个黑冠啊，它们其实它们都是属于这种
For heron, for green
站在一个高
crane, they not really like swimming, so they
没有
like put their long leg just stand above the water surface.
木桩上，
So either they stand on rocks or stand on the small grassland to find the aquatic plants and fishes to feed
那
themselves.
个中间有一条颜色比两边的要淡一点的 淡黄色这样的一个颜色，它是属于赤颈，它叫赤颈鸭。它呢就是雌雄，区别不大，差不多，看上去差不多，区别不大。这两天呢，就是像这个，翅膀呀、赤颈鸭呀、红头前鸭呀，都很多。那最近的这个黑黑的。
So in the recent days, we found many pochard.
前面额头上的那一块也是白的。虽然就说这个鸟呢，它名字叫谷顶鸡，有一个鸡这个字，那其实它跟鸭子，它虽然也在水里面活动，但是它跟鸭子还是有很大的区别。
And we also found that the bone-topped
确实感觉它游泳的姿
groups.
势都不太一样。
对，因为它的脚是那种小半蹼，不是像鸭子有那样的鸭子的那个脚的那个蹼。
So that's the bone-topped grass. So that's the amphibious animal, and can swim and also can find and eat food on land. So you can consider, although it's kind of the grass, but the more like a duck.
特别朝身体的后部的，所以它到了这个地面上，它走路其实是不善于走路的，走路特别难看，所以它们基本上其实很少到岸上去。但是这个谷顶鸡，像谷顶鸡、黑水鸡这样的呢，它就是除了在水里面活动，它也喜欢到岸上去岸上找食物。
就是看着这些小鸭子，然后小鸟类们在水上游动，就是感觉内心确实非常平静。
So for the bird watching, this is kind of the way to put yourself inside the nature, so make yourself so close to the nature. And also we talk about that this is maybe a healing scene. So the bird watching threshold actually is very low, and it just throw yourself here to watch birds, and then very soon you can find that you know a way of life of the birds, and also you can find a lot of very interesting scene.
好了，那今天我们的直播就到这里吧。
All right, that's for today's live streaming. Unfortunately, we not really see a great crane, but we also see so many lovely birds. And thank you, our special guest, to show us a lot of knowledge. And that's for today. Thank you for all, and thank you for watching. Bye for now.